Hello, I'm Alistair Dryborough, the author of Pricing Genius, Getting Paid Properly for Ideas and Advice in the Era of AI. This video is about the fundamental law of pricing. I'll start with an example and then I'll explain the law. I was sitting in a London Underground tube train, nothing much else to do as it went through the tunnel, and I saw an advert on the wall opposite. And it said, rent a new Apple Mac for less than the cost of your daily cup of coffee. And my first thought was, wow, that's a good deal. And my second thought was, what a brilliant way of presenting it. Now, because I'm a former finance person, I couldn't resist when I got back to the office working out how good or bad this deal actually was. And it turns out that there was a implied rate of interest on this new Apple Mac of about 40%, which is extremely high. It's about twice what you'd probably pay if you just put a new machine on your credit card. So this amazingly cheap leasing deal wasn't actually anything like as cheap as it appeared to be. But the reason it did appear to be cheap was because of the fundamental law of pricing, which is this: nobody ever evaluates a price in isolation. They just can't. I can't, you can't, nobody can. They're always making the evaluation by reference to something else, by some comparison. Now, you set up the comparison, your new Apple Mac laptop is compared to the cost of your daily cup of coffee. It looks like good value. If you set up a comparison between your new Apple Mac and a new PC, which would do more or less the same things, maybe not quite as well, then it looks expensive. If you set up a comparison between buying a new Apple Mac and just keeping going with your rather worn out, underpowered existing machine, then the new deal looks even more expensive. It's the same deal, but depending on what you compare it against, it looks completely different. I have used this principle to help clients increase their fee by 150% just by saying 17 words. I've used it again with clients who had a software product increase their revenues 5 times without making any other changes to the product, the customer, or anything, just by making a different comparison. If you're interested in how you could apply this to what you do, then I suggest you get hold of the book, which will explain it in much more detail. At the end of this video, there's a link where you can download an electronic version of the book completely free.